Welcome, everyone. This is Glenda Dawson from Glenda's Magical Creations, and I have Eric Huysmans here and the various councils, the various spiritual councils, councils of celestial beings, council of galactic beings, council of whatever else, pure light being that are trying to help us. So welcome, Eric. How are you today?
Fine, thank you.
Good, good. I do believe you guys have the exact same weather we do. Basically, we're going from summer now into fall. In the transition. So I don't know about you, but I have one day that's 50 degrees and then the next day that's 80 degrees.
Okay. No, it's over the I said on the channel. It's too warm here.
Too warm. Yes. It's breaking records for warmness, for this time of year, which I, in a way I don't mind because it saves on everything else, but still. I think we're just going to start.
Yep.
And basically they told me just to start with the breathing exercises again. Just so we could all get tuned in and anybody in the audience can also get relaxed and tuned in. So take a nice deep breath through your nose. It's nice and slow. And exhale through your nose again. This time, breathe in through your nose. Nice and slow. And exhale through your mouth. Now feel your body just kind of sinking in, getting grounded, getting rooted, finding its purpose and its place. And one more time, breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. Okay, just be in that place for a minute or two. Be present. If you want to, for the audience, if you want to call in your guides, your helpers, your team, please do so. Okay. Now I do have a message, Eric, if you allow me, right before we start this again. There's just some people that need to hear this. And it's basically not necessarily having to do with this, but I just want to make people aware that you do not have to judge what's happening to you now by your past. So if something happened in your past that hurt you, that brought you trauma, that brought you hurt, that brought you really a lot of chaos in your life, stop before you think that the next person that's in front of you is doing the exact same thing. It is extremely hard, but it is time to start working on healing yourself from all that has happened, to start to forgive yourself. Forgive others, that's a little harder. Yes, I understand, but forgive yourself for being in that moment. Sometimes we blame ourselves for being present and allowing that stuff to happen. That stuff happened for a reason. Maybe you needed to learn a lesson. Maybe you needed to learn how to forgive yourself or forgive others. So try to keep that in mind going forward. Don't bring the past and judge it, the present, by the past. don't judge it. But if you feel that you have to judge it, or you have to look at it, you have to examine it. Examine with the present facts. And watch what you do. Pay attention to how you tone your words, how you say it, how you express them. Because you may be saying, I love you, but the way you're saying it, the person on the other side is picking up more like, I hate you. So say it with kindness. Say it with gratitude. Say it with awareness. And say it with empathy and compassion. So that was the message I was given. Someone needs to hear that. And they watched us. So okay. Councils, I'm sorry, waiting.
No, it's okay. The councils wanted you to say this because that's the starting point.
Thank you.
Again, there are a lot of councils here, too many to mention, so let's call them council or councils, because a group of councils is also a council, so no problem there. Before we introduce the special guests, which Eric doesn't know yet, we like to elaborate on what's been said by Glenda and her guides, and that is, and we know it's very difficult for humans in 3D to explain, but again, there is no karma, there is no suffering. Or it's a choice. So when you get hurt and it is a choice, it is not suffering, it's a choice. Okay, so and we like to go there because Eric is also a little bit frustrated. We said, okay, where are you heading for? And that is a general and specific question most people have. What are you doing with us? Where are you going to? Understand. And it's maybe not easy to explain. Let's give an example we already mentioned last Saturday in Eric's other mention is there was a girl who was very frustrated on a certain situation and she felt bad about it. She felt, oh, this is karma, this is a reincarnation. And in a way it is, but because things happen, what happened, and it was hurting for her and other people. But to make a story short, she was asked to get a certain train moving. And she was the locomotive and she had to pull that big load. And you understand, a train doesn't start immediately, so she had to pull and pull, and she got frustrated because the train was not moving. And she got on soul level angry and frustrated, and she's starting bitching over several lives even. And the only thing is, the task was get that F train moving. And in that meeting, she saw that, and she saw also that finally, after 4 or 5 lifetimes, only then the train got moved. So with that example, we want to explain that whatever you feel and are angry and are frustrated, you are allowed to feel that. But understand, in that example, the train had to get moving. So the only thing we said to that girl there is pull harder. And then she answered, of course, I'm pulling the hardest I can. I can't take anymore. And that's a perception, but that's also a choice. So there is, of course, a difference between the 3D perception and the higher choice, but overall, no one is being hurt specifically, even the victim, even the perpetrator. No one is deliberately being hurt. So that is where forgiving is about. Forgiving is about seeing the big picture and allow your frustration. Scream and shout if you want to, but that is not going to change the task. The task is get it moving.
Right.
So what we are telling over 20 sessions here is try to see the big picture. Try to ask your guide, try to silence your 3D mind, not to silence your 3D mind, but to understand, to get the download of the big picture. And I think Glenda or her guides want to elaborate on that also.
Yes, basically, don't worry about the minutia. Don't worry about those little details that aggravate you. If, for example, if you are talking to someone and they don't understand you, don't get frustrated because they don't understand you. Maybe find a different way of wording it and understand that everybody comes from a different place and not everyone can understand or comprehend exactly what's happening. The idea is, for example, you're going to take a class and the teacher says X, Y, and Z, and you really don't understand Z, but okay, you just take it, you write their notes down and everything. And the teacher says, do Z this way, that way, go to the left, go to the right, go to the left, go to the right. But you find yourself that when you do what this class taught you, going backwards, going to the right and the left instead of left to right, resonates with you better. And you still accomplish the task. You still accomplish that healing session. You still accomplish whatever it was that you learned in that class. Don't worry about those little details of taking left to right or right to left. You still accomplished it. The task was still done. Now, if you get frustrated and start arguing with yourself and start putting yourself down or putting the class down, you're not going to learn the whole picture. You're not going to accomplish the healing that you meant to do, for example, with that class. And you're so worried that even your organs are going to get affected. You're physically going to get affected because you're not letting that little thing go. And people are so worried about how other people are thinking or how other people are doing things or how other people are not doing things, or they should do it my way or they should do it this way. You give them the task, you give them, okay, you got to cut the lawn, for example. You don't care if they start on the front or the back. What does it make any difference? Let them cut the lawn however they want to cut the lawn. The idea is that the task of cutting the lawn gets accomplished. And don't worry about so much detail. Just let it go. Even if it's because of trauma from your past, let it go. It's going to get you sick. It's going to keep you in a box. It's not going to let you grow. It's not going to let you be who you really, truly are meant to be. And it's not going to help you evolve. into a greater being that you're supposed to be. I think that was more of an explanation.
Great, thank you. And again, continuing in that direction, that's where we come in. First, what is we? We, the guides, are here to show you the path, so you don't miss the exit or whatever turn you need to take. That's where we are here for. So, and that's our first basic opportunity to bring this concept, that is what channeling is, or listening to your guide. We are only looking for cooperation. We are not pushing you in any way. That's it. Understand that what you call a guide is not different from yourself. We are not a different part. We are maybe another finger of the same hand. That's how we are connected with you. And the third thing is, we agree the normal habit of humanity is being a physical body. But then again, I repeat what we said Saturday, which was not recorded. Only to compare with your body, only your pink is physical. That's the physical part of your being. So we talking through Eric is not his pink talking. So, and that's a thing humanity has to learn, even more people beyond humanity, or at least beyond Earth is. And again, it's frozen on Eric's mind. An image of an animal who was caged for years, and they opened the gate, and it took 2 days before the animal had the courage to go out of the cage. Understand, the cage was open, the door was open, and it took 2 days. And that's more or less the situation humanity is in. The door is open, wide open. And then back to the first, what's said in the beginning, that your frustration and your anxiety, there is no karma, at least in the way that the door is open. So you, again, you may scream and shout, but understand the door is open. This need not be. Thank you.
Okay. And to add to that, just walk. It is your choice. You have the free will to either stay caged in, animal, or walk out through that door. This is the time to do this. This is your opportunity. This is the time to learn more, to grow more, to go and be in that dimension, in that level of vibration and energy that you are all seeking. Stop allowing all of that negative to hold you down, all of that delusion and illusion of separation, illusion that you're caged in. The door is open. The gate is open. And sometimes there's not even a cage anymore. They have taken every single side of it. And you have the opportunity to walk, and yet you stay within that box, within that footprint. And you don't allow yourself to fly. You don't allow yourself to grow. You don't allow yourself to be. Yes, it was painful. What happened before to you is painful. I understand. We understand. But it is time now to start cutting those ropes and letting go of those anchors and see the future for what it is as a whole, not as a singular, as an addition, not as a one, not as a single thing, single person. There is no separation. Just go through that door. Allow the true reality of our unification, our oneness and our together to take full blossom and full growth. Okay.
Okay. So, again, as a repeat, understand what is being shown and the possibilities you have. As an imaginary, yesterday you were physical. It's not correct, but let's face it, let's start there. Today, the door is open. Even the cage is gone. But you have to delete the memory. The memory can stay there, but you must deactivate the power of the cage of yesterday. You still have a strong image in your mind of being physical. And again, we are not going there. It was a reality, let's face it. We are not discussing that. But we're talking about today. So what we're going to do is we're going to shuffle to move you away from physicality. And there, Glenda will explain later, is we going, how do you call it in English? Aggregation thing, is that an English word, meaning ice and water? How do you call that?
Fine? No.
No, forget it, don't want it. So, as physicality is ice,
Right.
and then you get more fluid and there are no boundaries. There is no cage, or the cage is open, then you are water. That symbol.
Yes.
But take that a little more strict, meaning become water. And again, I hope I probably will, that's a connection with Sirius, where the water has far more thickness and far more consciousness. So we're moving from physicality to a more Morpheus state. That's what we're going to do. So please follow me to the following code. 4, 7, 8. I repeat, but it's the same, but it's another one. 4, 7, 8, because it's layered. Again, 4, 7, 8. 3 layers at once. Green, layer 1. Green, layer 2. Green, layer 3. Here we are in a non-physical state. Here we are in a watery fluid, is a better word, in a fluid state, away from physicality. That is the step we need to make in the next few months with this group and with other groups, but at least with this group. So delete the cages of physicality. I repeat, and then it's up to Glenda to continue there. 478, 478, 478, green, green, green. Thank you.
Thank you. So now we find ourselves in front of water with 3 different rivers coming into this big, vast ocean. Each one of those rivers represents a different part of each and every one of us. And as you can see, it just keeps going in and in and in, and more coming in. More of you, more of you, more of that one, more of that one. All of us are just pieces of us, representation of us. It's becoming fluid, and it joins with others that are also fluid. We become one, we come just meshed together. One drop of me could be one drop of somebody else, could meet, and we could just join together to make a bigger drop and continue until we have the ocean. We're also going there into series and getting the knowledge that is there. Getting the knowledge from the ocean, from the memory, from the consciousness. The knowledge that we are all here for the bigger picture. This is the time to remember and start to remember what we are truly about, where we are truly going to. But if we let it anchor us, those old thoughts, we won't make it there. We won't see the magnificent, wonderful beauty of an ocean with all of the energies, all of us united, having greater vibrations, having been cleansed by the waters, and having received the knowledge that is there inside of each and every one of you. It's just being activated because we're allowing it to be in the better, bigger picture instead of being in that little tiny details. Now I see something that represents sunlight. It is very bright. I can't even describe it in 3D. But it is extremely bright. And it's extremely energetic. And it is bringing everyone's energies, increasing the vibration, increasing to a much higher level. And the higher we all vibrate, the better it is for all of us as a complete one. Just one. Not one called Mary, not one called Josephina, not one, no. One that is nameless because we are all one. Part of one, we become a collective in the true sense of the oneness that we all are part of. And as I see now these rays of beautiful bright light shining in the water and energizing that water and cleansing all of us as we just mesh into one. Maybe someday we all realize that we are the same. And that once we get over the details and over ourselves and over all the trauma, we could feel them. Those were actual feelings, actual traumas, actual difficulties. Acknowledge them, of course, but release them so it doesn't weigh you down. Now, in the middle of this beautiful ocean, I am starting to see now a nice big crystal, huge. One that it looks more like a mountain. And it's rising up. And that light is shining off it, creating even more light and more energy. Now, some of you are going to start to feel that warmth and that energetic energy energize you, rejuvenate you. And there may be some releases, there may be some crying or just screaming. It's okay. Let all that go. Healing is not always pretty. But once you do, you feel so much lighter, so much connected, so much in your own being and being present in your life instead of life letting guide you, you guide your life. Now they told me to hold on that. Allow yourselves to just resonate with that crystal, resonate with that water, resonate with you. And participate in your own life. Not letting circumstances run you, but you run your life. I am to stop. Hand the floor over to Eric and the councils.
So to explain you very briefly and very symbolically, the process is, you know that a flower or a plant, take a flower, decays and returns to earth and becomes soil. And that soil you call sometimes manure, or even worse. Understand that humanity over the last few 100,000 years felt like manure, crushed into pure soil, nothingness, blackness. What happens now on a cosmic scale is, who has the manure? Who has the feeding ground? You have. That's pulling that train. You have now the soil ready where the seed can be planted. So what happens is, and again, symbolically, we can go there, and we will go there, is that light that was described, that crystal that was described, is the light, is the flower, is becoming the flower which is being planted here in your soil. You prepared for us together, but you did it. So, and the next image is, and that is the importance of today's meeting, is it doesn't, there is more needed than just soil. There is also the sun needed, which was there, but more specific, water is needed now. The serious water is needed now. That we are talking about. The 3 levels, which we will try to explain further and further in the future, is that kind of water, that kind of information, that kind of energy is now being influxed. And the gate is open now for that plant to be watered, to be nurtured. And that is what happened. Sirius is far more interested. They gave their best shot to plant here a water planet in order to feed the soil, to feed you, to feed themselves. So understand now, the plant, the water, and the soil, which is a cooperation, a co-creation. There is no karma. There is a beautiful, very interesting, very wide and very deep project of preparing the soil, seeding the soil, and feeding the soil with water. Thank you.
Okay. And now, for those that are participating, allow yourself to be fed that water. Allow yourself to have the sunshine. Allow yourself to have the soil. Allow yourself to plant those new seeds. So the true plant, the true you can come out, can grow, can flourish. But it's all up to you. And with that, they're now stating that they want us to understand that every breath we take right now, we could focus on that. Focus on the breathing in and the exhaling. As a beginning of our new chapter towards our true life. To open ourselves up and allow the light to come in with the seed, the earth, and the water of knowledge. Because that water has knowledge, has consciousness, and has a lot of things that we need to get activated on in order for us as a group, as a collective, to move forward. and get rebirth or be reborn in a new, higher energy vibrational level than the one we are in right now.
Going in the same direction. Understand every plant, each different species needs its specific minerals. You are those minerals, meaning when a Pleiadian plant needs to be planted here, it needs specific minerals. So everyone who is connected with the Pleiadians is that mineral because you came from the Pleiadians. You became soil for the Pleiadians, so you have as an image and a comparison, you are part of the Pleiadians because you knew you had to prepare those specific minerals. You were sent by the Pleiadians to create those minerals. So 99% of the people are not from Earth. They are not manure. You prepared the soil for every species or plant to grow in. So what now happens is the same thing with the water. The water is in general serious-like. But there also, it's the same principle. They have the general serious blueprint, but they had to prepare themselves to incorporate those water molecules, that consciousness. And now you are merged water with the soil, and so Sirius is stepping forward as one of the first species to connect with you. Not only to chat, of course, we're talking not only humans, they want to exchange consciousness like the plant needs water to grow. They need to grow and they need our soil. And you need water, so you're exchanging consciousness. Again, there will be friction. There will be hurdles. But what is happening is water meets soil. See that as a big picture. Thank you.
Okay. Now they want us to just breathe in all this information, taking 3 deep breaths, nice and slow. And know that you are safe. Know that you are well. Know that you are needed and loved. Done here. For Eric and Glenda, I want them to go to their 0. The councils or the council will be on standby. Okay. Welcome back, Eric.
Hi.
Welcome to all those that took the journey with us. Please contact either Eric or myself if you have any questions, or you want to participate. We don't always meet on Sunday. We meet at other times, trying to get convenient time for everyone. And with that, please take all the information you received today and just let it be within you, be present with it. Thank you to all. Thank you, Eric. Thank you to the councils or council.
Yeah.
And many blessings to all, and love we send to all.